Hello, WhatCulture Gaming. Yes, it is I, Simon Miller, the bald asshole, coming back into your lives for the first time after a while, and it ties in to the title of this video because, of course, this video is all about Easter eggs that you can only find once a year in video games, and this is your once a year Simon Miller appearance on WhatCulture Gaming. Aren't I a clever boy? But of course, we are driven by you, the audience. We are driven by the comments. So if you would like to see me hear more on WhatCulture Gaming, just leave a little comment below saying, yes, you bald asshole, I'd like to see that shiny head of yours as much as possible. But for now, we do have a list to run through. I've already told you what it's all about. There are some games out there where you can only enjoy an Easter egg once a year, unless of course you go into the systems of your console and you change the date. But if you are doing it, you're just spoiling the party for all of us. It's like turning up at a, Sweet 16 with a hose and then spraying everybody down. You shouldn't do that. Let's get on with it. Number 10, realistic weather in Grand Theft Auto Online. I know we're talking about GTA Online, so you just want me to get a big hammer and slam Rockstar for all the in-game currency and how much it costs to play the damn thing, especially if you want to be successful. But that is a different video for a different time. We are going to be positive today. We are going to look at a lovely little Easter egg that does happen around about the 25th of December every single year. But during that time, to put you in the festive spirit, you can walk out into the world and it will start to snow, and you may see a bunch of kids making a snowman, and you'll look out your own window and go, it's just raining. What a pile of crap. But that's why we don't go outside and we ignore the real world and we lose ourselves in a digital one instead. But I enjoy it when games do this, especially back in the day because I'm old. I remember when you used to get realistic weather. It was like, how the hell is this happening? Like, you'd be in a car game and you'd be driving along, be sunny, and then the rain would start to hit your windscreen. It was the greatest thing that has ever happened in your entire life. But GTA Online does this too, and you have snow at Christmas, and I won't hear a bad word about it. Number 9, villagers love to celebrate New Year's Eve in Animal Crossing. Now let's face it, when we are talking about things that only happen once a year, Animal Crossing should be given a damn award. It's got a real-time clock built into it, and it actually wants you to play a little bit every day and play a little bit every day. And if you do this and treat it like your real life, it even rewards you. That is bona fide crazy. So many entries within the franchise do this as well. So if you do play an Animal Crossing on December the 24th, you will know you can celebrate Toy Day, which is essentially when you go around and give presents to your other villagers. So it's just Christmas Day, but they called it Toy Day, I guess because they thought they were going to get sued by Santa Claus. That ain't a thing. But the really badass thing about it is that on December the 31st, you can even have your own New Year's party. There's a countdown clock, everybody's really excited. There'll be one person that gets far too drunk and throws up in your car, but that is what celebrating the turn of the year is all about, and you can do it in that there Animal Crossing. You even get fireworks at midnight, so if you do live over here in the UK, you don't need to trek to Waterloo and watch the ones the government put on, because you can do it just using your 3DS or your Nintendo Switch. Number 8, an anniversary message from developer to partner in Halo 3. Halo 3 is now something of a milestone when you look at it in terms of the lineage of that franchise. It was the last time Bungie put their dirty paws and actually made a game featuring the Master Chief. And now we're in a brand new universe when it does come to Halo, but there are still plenty of things to remember and plenty of things to talk about. While the game overall does a great job in letting you understand more about our protagonist, the Master Chief, there are also just dozens of Easter eggs in there, one of which was so well hidden it took somebody who worked on the game to do a tweet like, guys, you still haven't found one. And even though this game came out in like 1422, nobody came across it until 2012. Given how, mad the online community can be, I don't know how that's possible. How this was figured out as well, I don't know. Essentially, you wait till December the 25th, then you start playing Halo 3, you push both thumbsticks in, and you get a message on the screen that reads, wishing Lauren a happy birthday. And if you're wondering who Lauren is, it is one of the producer's wives. That man's name was Adrian Perez. He must have got a massive round of applause for doing that. That's a very, very nice thing to do. We are living in crazy times. Number 7, your birthday in Metal Gear Solid 5. Hideo Kojima is a genius, or I think so, even though he is very divisive and splits people down the middle, because 50% of individuals are like, I don't really trust you, and then the other 50% are, we think you are the best person ever. Because the one thing you always do know when you settle down with one of his games is that he's absolutely going to come up with something that's nuts. And he did that too with Metal Gear Solid 5 when it comes to your birthday, because if you just so happen to fire this game up and have a little bit of a play, you all of a sudden get an urgent message that you need to return to Mother Base, and you need to return right now. So you're on your back feet all of a sudden, you're getting your gun ready because you think you're about to be ambushed, but that's not what happens. Instead, a bunch of Snake's friends arrive with a birthday cake, and they wish him happy birthday, and they all sing a song. Do you know how nice that is? Sometimes my own mother doesn't say happy birthday to me, and yet if I play Metal Gear Solid 5, I will get one vicariously from Hideo Kojima. This is why he's the best person ever, and this is why he gets a round of applause. Number 6, multiple season events in Simpsons Hit and Run. The Simpsons Hit and Run somehow today is somewhat of a cult classic, and that makes no sense because if you go through all the games that came from the Yellow family, a lot of them are utter crap. It's like that South Park game when you worked around pissing on people. If you were like a successful cartoon in the middle to late 90s and then you tried to have a video game, 9 times out of 10, it was absolute pants. But that wasn't the case here because it was half Crazy Taxi, half GTA. I know, it just worked, I'm guessing, because Homer and Friends were so beloved by their fan base. Also, the developers had gone out of their way here to feed you Easter eggs that made you feel happy about playing the game. For example, if you booted it up on Halloween, when you got to the title screen, it wasn't what you were used to, and everything had been decked out with skulls and pumpkins, and it looked like an episode from Treehouse of Horror. And it's the same on the 25th of December, which, yes, is Christmas Day, in case you don't know, because in the same environment, not only is Homer passed out on the couch as he would be usually, but he's wearing a Santa's outfit, and there's a Christmas tree in the corner. And if you're a real gamer, you know there's nothing better than feeling all Christmassy while you're playing a brand new video game. It just makes it everything right in the world, and it's why I play Ocarina of Time every single year, because it was a present for me way back in 1998, so now I never want to forget that lovely sensation. Number 5, an April Fool's by Football Manager. Football Manager is serious. The people that make it are serious, the people that play it are serious, and essentially, it is the most serious title to ever be considered a serious title. Football is a very serious business, and if you can't make it to the real sport, you do it in Football Manager, and again, you never even crack a smile. That is why if you do play it on the 1st of April, which is April Fool's Day, it's kind of shocking to see that there is a joke in here, and it's one that trolls your own ass to the point you may actually get mad and smash the screen on your PC. Because in Football Manager 2020, again on the 1st of April, you would get a message saying, oh, you're about to come into loads of money and you can spend this money on all these players and you're going to win the league and you win the Champions League, only for a few weeks later in-game to learn, oh no, April Fools, ha ha ha, you're an asshole for even thinking this was going to happen in the first place. Now yes, really, you shouldn't have bought out to that because the legalities of the whole thing were never going to add up. But it sucks, right? You were about to buy Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo or, I don't know, Kylian Mbappe, and all of a sudden, you're stuck with James Milner. There's nothing wrong with James Milner. He's a very, very good football player, but it's just not the same. Damn you, Football Manager. Number 4, a director to JUNICHI MASUDA in Pokemon X and Y. Much like other games we've mentioned on this list, developer Game Freak really wants you to feel good on your birthday, and that's why if you play most Pokemon games, on that special day, people will say happy birthday and give you a cake and there'll be confetti and there'll just be a lot of love in the room and it'll make you feel special in your gut. It's a nice thing to do and makes you feel justified for spending your money because you know there's kind of a relationship between you and the developer, but man, there is also more than this, because if you are playing Pokemon Diamond and Pearl on January the 12th, there's also another certain surprise. For you see, that is director JUNICHI MASUDA's birthday, and if you go to Snow Point City, all the weather has been replaced by something known as Diamond Dust as a way to say, hey man, thank you for creating Pokemon. We've now been playing it for 467 years. Number 3, people still really like holidays in Fallout 4. The cool thing about Fallout 4, obviously you know this already, is that it presents to you a world that has been ruined by a nuclear apocalypse, and you try and figure out how you'd actually deal with that. I don't want to get into the real world pandemic that may be happening at the moment, but right now, there are definitely some parallels. And if we are going to take anything away from that series, it's that even when there's been death and murder and destruction, and the whole universe as we know it is changed, there are some traditions that we will never ever let die. Because again, using two dates that are clearly very important when it does come to video games, if you visit Diamond City in Fallout 4 on either October the 31st or December the 25th, that's right, you've already figured out not only do you get a Halloween theme, but you also get a Christmas theme as well. And it's not like this feels like it's just a silly Easter egg the developers have added in there. It feels like the citizens of Diamond City have gone out of their way to not forget where they came from, which I guess is ghouls and pumpkins and Santa Claus and reindeer. Don't get those mixed up. Number 2, multiple dimension portals in Minecraft. Somehow, despite being one of the most successful video games in history, somehow Minecraft, since it was launched in 2011, is essentially the same experience as it always was. I know it's evolved, I know it's progressed, and I know it's changed, but it's still Minecraft. The idea, or whatever Minecraft is still exactly where it was around about 9 years ago. That is amazing. Obviously though, it is a world that is always changing because of updates, and developer Mojang decided to go all in with that on April the 1st, 2020 by looking at what Football Manager did and going, we can have some fun with an April joke too. So in this day, if you did go through a Nether portal, you weren't greeted with fire and lava and just the sure fear or whatever the hell you've stumbled across. You just kept going through portal after portal, after portal after portal after portal, until you thought, oh my gosh, I broke in Minecraft, I'm gonna have to turn this off and start again. I honestly think you could have gone through an infinite number of dimensions here, because no matter how long you went on, it just never seemed to end. And eventually somebody realized what was going on. Mojang laughed, and come April 2nd, this had been taken out of the game. But I like that, you see, it's like an ever-evolving universe, and it's a video game. I remember we used to play Pong. Remember that? Of course you don't, you're too young. Number 1, the Nintendo Switch tribute to Satoru Iwata. One of the most exclusive Easter eggs that we could talk about today. The real shame is that this no longer exists anymore, because the Nintendo Switch had an update in 2017 and it stole it away from us, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it. But before his untimely death in 2015, you can't say that Satoru Iwata wasn't massively responsible for all the creativeness and the ingenuity we were seeing when it came to Nintendo. And Microsoft were fine and PlayStation were fine, but nobody was doing what Nintendo was doing, and that's because Iwata wanted to be different. To pay tribute to him though, and I'm not making this up, it's 100% real, on July 11th, the day that Iwata passed away, if you performed the directly to you gesture with the two Joy-Cons, you would be transported to the 1984 NES title known as Golf, and you could play it for a little bit. And why was that? Because it was one of the first games that Satoru Iwata ever worked on. It's such an out of nowhere nice thing to do, and if anybody from Nintendo is watching this, I think you should bring it back. Just lovely. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know about any other once-in-a-year Easter eggs you know about in video games. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to WhatCulture Gaming, then head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some more articles. Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture Gaming, and watch more videos here on the YouTube channel known as WhatCulture Gaming. My name is Simon from WhatCulture, and again, if you want to see me back, just let me know in the comments, and if you don't, it was a pleasure to see you once a year, and I'll see you again next April.